Hi there! As you can see, I'm testing a wireless microphone for the first time. Alright, so anyways, today, by the time I'm recording this video, it is the third day of Autism Awareness Month, aka the 3rd of April. And I decided to celebrate this month by explaining to you guys a little story of mine as an autistic person. For context, I was born on December 8, 2006, and hours after I was born, the doctors told my parents that I was diagnosed with autism. Now, before I start, to anyone out there who doesn't like autistic people and believe that autistic people are disgusting, then please unfollow me and go get some therapy. And to anyone else watching this video, let us continue. So basically, this story happened when I was only 4 years old. Me and my mom went to Marshalls and do a line because my mom basically wanted to return some shoes that she bought for me because they just didn't work for me for some reason. However, while my mom was doing the line, I decided to get out of the line so I could just check out the store and run as wild as possible in Marshalls because that's something I like to do a lot, and I still do to this day. I like going to shops and just seeing the shops while listening to music. However, before I can continue with those activities, my mom put me back into the line and basically told me that I had to stay with her. And as soon as she told me that, I started having a tantrum. Now, when non-autistic people have tantrums, it's basically because their parents will tell them that they cannot have something, and the non-autistic kid will do a tantrum because they know that they cannot have something even though they really want to have it. An autistic person, on the other hand, when they have a tantrum as a kid, they also know that they cannot have what they want, but they do not know why. Like, they don't really understand what's happening surrounding them that doesn't let them have what they want. In other words, they do not know what the heck is going on. Now, there's this other person that was next to my mom in the line, which I'll be referring to as a Karen. Basically, she told my mom that the reason why I was behaving like this is because she thought that my mom was one of those parents that would just give their kids whatever the heck they want, and then when they can get something, they just do a tantrum for it for no reason. In other words, she basically said that my mom was irresponsible, and if she was my mom, she will basically spank me a couple of times. Thankfully, my mom stood up for herself and she basically said that she is a responsible mom and I'm a good kid and I'm not misbehaving. I'm just acting like this because I have autism. And as soon as she said that, I just went to my mom and I told her, "Mommy, I'm not autism, I'm Anthony." Hello everyone, Future Anthony here, editing this video. I just wanted to point out that I accidentally messed up at that part because what my mom actually said was, and I quote, "My kid isn't misbehaving. He's autistic." And that's when I said, "I'm not autistic, I'm Anthony." That's what I actually said. Alright, now back to the video. Fun fact, that was actually the very first sentence I ever said ever. Usually before then, I would just say random words like rice, mom, dad, just random words. But this was the moment where I actually said my first actual sentence, and my mom's reaction to it, obviously she got very excited to the point where she even started crying. Obviously, because all of this happened when I was 4 years old, I don't really remember any of it, but thankfully, I have my wonderful mom to remind me of this really interesting story of mine from when I was a kid. Now, before in this video, to any autistic person watching this video, you are an incredible person. Just because you have a disability doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. Do not let that disability take the best of you, because you can turn that disability into a blessing, into a superpower. And I believe in you, and I know you can do this. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Thanks for watching, and have a beautiful Autism Awareness Month. Peace.